Good morning, afternoon, or night. This is Brianna Huber from Baton Rouge, and this is Lofi Poli Sci.
Brianna, big shout out there. Thank you for bringing us into the show. And how we doing out in Baton Rouge? And extra, read all about it. Get your Lo-Fi local people. Lo-Fi Poli Sci live today, Thursday, September 29th at UNO's The Sandbar, 6 to 7 p.m. A Lo-Fi Poli Sci production. Mun Undone. Come by and see what Model United Nations is all about. See you there, people. Now, to our regularly scheduled programming on development around the world. Country in the Spotlight, the India edition. And today we're going to look at where India is in the world as far as 7 different development indicators and their rankings globally. And we're going to do this episode a little bit different than the past Countries in the Spotlight, and we'll see how it goes. So, here we go. Let's start with India's ranking in GDP. That's gross domestic product, which means the amount of goods and services sold in a country in 1 year. India ranks number 5 according to the World Bank 2021 data, meaning India has the 5th largest economy in the world. Damn, we see you, India, we see you. And what about GDP per capita, taking that previous number and dividing it by the population of the country to give us the average income in India if income inequality was perfectly equal? India ranks number 159 out of about 200 countries. Damn. We see you, India. We see you. And something's up with those 2 different rankings. But let's check out India's Genie index ranking, looking at the country's level of income inequality compared to other countries. And India's ranking, according to 2019 data, number 80. So in the top half, but really very much in the middle area as far as countries and income inequality go. But what about HDI, the Human Development Index, which looks at average years of schooling, life expectancy, and income in the country as far as GNI per capita with PPP? And in 2021, India ranks number 132 in the world, very much in the lower quadrant of the 200 countries on the planet. Okay, enough of the economic development indicators, but what about political development? Let's check out Transparency International and see how they rank India as far as perceived corruption. India ranks number 85 out of 180 countries and territories ranked. So very much in the middle of the road on this one. What about Reporters Without Borders? Looking at media freedom of 180 countries and territories, they rank India number 150 as far as media freedoms go. So very much towards the bottom end of media freedoms around the world. And what about Freedom House? Looking at 210 countries and territories' level of freedoms. In their 2022 ranking, India was number 92. Middle of the road, partly free, but leaning free. And there you have it, India and their global rankings via GDP, GDP per capita, Genie, HDI, Transparency International, Reporters Without Border, and Freedom House. But what does it all mean, and what's been up with India lately? Well, economically, India has been doing incredibly well these past 20 years. I mean, it's developed a whole lot. Hence, it's a BRICS country. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, all former developing countries that have come up a lot. And India now has the 5th largest economy in the world. They're doing great. However, aside from GDP, all other variables show that India is still very much a middle-of-the-road country as far as economic development or political development, either one. And politically, lately, Hindu nationalism, well, it just keeps rising. You know, the persecution of the Muslim minority communities in India at the hands of the Hindu nationalist government and the political party, the BJP. And this is a Muslim minority population that's about 200 million people. Because remember, India has about 1.39 billion total. And right now, India is really trying to shore up economic ties with more countries in its own region. You know, the Chinas and the Russias and the Indonesias of the world. rather than relying on Western relationships or former colonial relationships to keep development going. And really, they're in a pretty good location to do it. Eyes open on India, people. They're here to stay as a global power. And that's a brief snapshot of what's going on in the world today. Lofi Poli Sci live tonight. It's September 29th at UNO's The Sandbar, 6 to 7 p.m. Be there, people, be there. Always remember that Lofi Poli Sci is more than just me. It's the we that we be. Pickering, signing off. A little behind the scenes for all you listeners that stuck around. You kind of figured you had to know I would do it today. For real, for real. If you're thinking about going tonight, you should just go. It's truly our night. Hope to see you there.